All right, it's the midget host.
Yeah, no doubt.
No offense to midgets. Trump may have won the election with this exchange. No, this is Justin Hart, who, original friend of the show.
What do you think about his content now?
When anti-Trump, lost all of his reach online.
He did.
I mean, like all of it, and then now he's back. Look how many views. It's heading up on 1 million. Because he did his first positive Trump tweet. Trump may have won the election. This is from an anti-Trump guy. Trump may have won the election with this exchange yesterday. McDonald's worker, it's so nice for you to come and spend time with ordinary people. Trump, there's nothing ordinary about you.
Yeah, yeah.
Next. Full screen. Colin Roog. Sean Diddy Combs, which I'm going to tell you the food at his party sucked. Accused of raping a 13-year-old girl while 2 celebrities watched at a VMA after party. The girl was dropped off by a friend. No, it's no friend. At Music Hall in New York. At Music Hall? I didn't even know that was a place. In New York City before being noticed by a man who claimed to be Diddy's limo driver. The following is extremely disturbing. The limo driver allegedly told the girl that Diddy liked younger girls and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. The incident allegedly happened in 2000 and the girl was forced to sign an NDA. Later on in the evening, the girl was taken to Diddy by the driver. She was given a drink at the after party and began feeling woozy, the old Cosby cocktail. She went into a room to lie down but did not lock the door. According to the lawsuit, Diddy eventually entered the room with 2 celebrities, 1 man and 1 woman. Celebrity A held the girl down with combs, and celebrity B, a female, watched. After celebrity A was done, Combs raped the girl while 2 others watched. Combs then allegedly tried to force the girl to give him more bad things, but she struck him in the neck. She wandered around the house with no clothes on until she eventually found an exit. The following video has recently resurfaced showing Diddy checking for a wire on Justin Bieber, which I found out about a year ago. You know, mafia guys always hugged each other. I just thought they were just like affectionate Italians. That's what they were doing, patting down for wires, and that's what Diddy did to Justin Bieber. Let's see it. Judah Smith's in the back buying pants at Ann Taylor. Next. Lots of people, it's looking like they're going to get arrested. Not me, though. I only had 2 Rice Krispie squares and I got the hell out of there.
What did that video have anything to do with that girl, though?
That Diddy's checking a guy that went to the party. No, it doesn't really have to do with that. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, they don't have video of the assault.
I'm just saying, it's just like, it's just bizarre.
Yeah,
it's just strange.
Bizarre,
if you want to
anyway.
If you want to choose to be critics, that's fine. Full screen. This is Trump in North Carolina. We ask God to give you strength, comfort, and peace. When I'm president, I'll stand with you until the communities are fully rebuilt. Roll it.
Terrible storm. We ask God to give you strength and comfort and peace. You will have comfort and peace. It's been a terrible ordeal in this area. It was
what a guy.
Hit about as hard as anybody's ever seen. To all those homes, and your homes have been destroyed. Many of you are rebuilding, and many of you are going to just start all over again. And the communities were ravaged and destroyed. We're praying for you, and we will not forget about you. We will never forget about you. We're going to be working with you for a long time to come to get it back together. When I'm president, I will stand with you until the communities are fully rebuilt. Every single inch of every property will be fully rebuilt, greater and more beautiful than it was before.
And that, my friends, is called integrity. That's called courage.
Where?
Now that's the stuff leaders should be made of.
Where does he get
Hey,
the energy to do
YouTube's crashed like 3 times, so we've told you a zillion times to watch on the app. It's amazing that they left us trouble-free this long. But it's not strikes. It's just some kind of problem with the internet connection. Did you figure out what it is yet, Rom? The app's good. Revival Today app. It's free. You should get it. Next.
Where does he get the energy to do anything?
I don't know. Not where does he get the energy to do anything. All this, he's speaking like 3 times a day, meeting with people on his plane in between.
Those rallies are not short either.
No.
He is long-winded. Long-winded. And it's one story after the next. He talked about Arnold Palmer. We timed it for 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Breaking, business owner in Asheville, North Carolina, prays for former President Trump. You always have this with Christians. They got to sneak a prayer in on you. They don't have an actual ministry. Hey, just real quick, can I pray, Father? So President Trump getting introduced to charismatic sneak prayers.
Oh.
By the way, if anyone ever does that to me, I will punch you in the face before you get Father in the name of out of your mouth. Father in the, roll it.
Do you mind if I pray for you?
Yes.
Oh, at least he asked.
And all those that are prayers, would you join with me in this prayer? Father, I thank you for this man
Pause.
that you have raised.
Hand on the shoulder.
Is that
61% chance he's Assemblies of God. Continue.
Up in this moment, in this season, for your purposes. And I pray that you would anoint him, that things aren't done just by might or by power,
Oh, here we go.
but by your spirit.
Isms.
So I ask that you would anoint President Donald Trump and give him a spirit of wisdom and understanding and insight as he moves to lead this nation back to greatness. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Great prayer. Enjoy getting audited for the next 20 years. Next. President Trump says that on July 13th, he was knocked to the ground by a powerful supernatural hand, the hand of God, and his faith has now taken on a new meaning. Roll it.
And my faith took on new meaning on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Show enough?
Right.
Where I was knocked to the ground, essentially, by what seemed like a supernatural hand. And I would like to think that God saved me for a purpose, and that's to make our country greater than ever before. Thank you.
I feel it down in my plums.
Next. Kamala Harris campaign. Wow, that was quick, guys. Great job. The Kamala Harris campaign is bracing for potential losses in Michigan and North Carolina. That's not just some guy tweeting that. That's NBC News.
Wow.
Do you guys have the article they're referencing? What is she even doing for a campaign? I just heard on the way in she's got no plans to go to Arizona. You know, she's 59. He's 78. I don't get what she's doing. She should be doing like 5 events a day to the 13 people that show up.
Yeah.
Next. Crazy Border Patrol footage from the U.S.-Mexico border. We used to do that to Camila to save on a plane ticket. Go ahead, play it.
Jesus.
That one tanker truck, you'd had no back support. Next. A Bronx barber tells Trump that his energy bills went from $2,100 to $15,000 since Biden and Kamala took over. Trump's response, what? Roll it.
My issue was more the energy. I've been paying $2,100 since I first opened up. In the last 7 months, it shot up to $15,000.
When I first watched this, I thought it was the first Thanksgiving I had at you guys' house in Framingham. Play it from the beginning.
Feels like home.
My issue was more the energy. I've been paying.
I need to go to New York. Dude, New York
is
gonna be lit.
I first
next
opened
week.
up. In the last 7 months, it shot up to $15,000.
What?
What?
No, honestly though.
And he cares.
But how? How does that shoot up to 15,000?
See, and you can tell, did you see, Tasha, that Trump's, as of today, is up 10% among Latinos? Can you guys get me the number one, get me that NBC article. It's not like some boss that has a cocaine problem. Get me the NBC article. Give me more cocaine. Get me that NBC article that shows they're bracing for losses in North Carolina and Michigan.
This is wonderful.
And then also, let me see what the numbers were. What was he with Hispanics in 2016 and 2020, just for comparison? Next. I know Kamala is 60. She looks older, but nothing ages you like syphilis. Democrats brace for a possible crack. Oh, you got it already. Son of a gun. You guys are doing great, other than keeping us on the air. Continue. by Natasha Korecki. She must be married to that other Korecki guy that's the poll guy on CNN.
Oh.
His last name's Korecki. They must just crunch numbers all day at home. And Monica Alba. The blue wall states of Wisconsin, Michigan. By the way, you cheese-addicted people in Wisconsin, what do you even, why is this even close up there? Your country, your state gave us Jeffrey Dahmer. The least you can do is vote for Trump. But Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania have paved the path to the White House for the last 2 Democratic presidents. But with just 14 days until the November 5th election, wow, only 2 more weeks, there are concerns within Kamala Harris's campaign about whether the vice president can beat herpes. Can claim all 3 states. Recent discussions have centered on the possibility of an anomaly happening this year with just part of the blue wall breaking its way. The conversations have focused on whether, by the way, remember folks, this is NBC News, not exactly a conservative outlet. The conversations have focused on whether Michigan or Wisconsin fall to former President Donald Trump, while the 2 other states go blue, according to 3 sources with knowledge of the campaign strategy. Losing Wisconsin or Michigan would mean that even if Harris secures Pennsylvania, which ain't happening, where both Harris and Trump have spent the most time and resources, she would not be able to reach the necessary 270 electoral votes to win the White House without winning another battleground state or possibly 2. Quote, there has been a thought that maybe Michigan or Wisconsin will fall off, said a senior Harris campaign official who stressed the bigger concern is over Michigan. 2 other people with knowledge of campaign strategy who, like others in this article, were granted anonymity to speak candidly, also underscored deep concern about Michigan. Okay, so basically anybody in her campain,
is
if
defeated.
You grant him anonymity, says, can I have anonymity? Okay, she's about to get her ass kicked. All right, look, full screen.
So true.
Also underscored deep concern about Michigan. Those people still believe that all the states are close and that there are alternative routes to victory. Continue. She's losing the Arab vote. You saw Trump's up with Arabs like he is Latinos.
that.
Yeah. He promised them plenty of dynamite. A Harris campaign spokesperson pushed back against the notion about deep concerns over Michigan, pointing to recent public polling. A Detroit News poll conducted October 1st through the 4th found Harris, who was campaigning in Michigan on Monday, holding a slight lead in the state. That was October 1st through the 4th. A lot has changed since then, pal, as did a Washington Post poll on Monday. We absolutely are competing to win Michigan. Harris, well, what's she going to say? We've given up on Michigan. We absolutely are competing to win Michigan. Harris campaign spokeswoman Lauren Hitt. Can I get a picture of Lauren Hitt? See if she looks exactly like I think she looks like. Noting Harris's presence there this week, we think we will win Michigan. And then she smoked more crack. She added that she believes they will also win Michigan and saw no signs of it slipping. No signs of it slipping? Other than every poll. Right. And early voter turnout. Other than that, no signs.
Are you voting early or are you doing it on the day of?
Do you even know me?
So you're.
What have I ever done early?
But it's true, but do you want?
I drove without a driver's license for 11 months because I wouldn't go down the street to the DMV.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I quit making lefts on red till I got it squared away. I am going to vote early. I keep saying that though, I've been saying
No, but you do take left on reds.
Oh, once I went, I knew it.
He does take left on reds.
I knew it. In what world do you think you don't need makeup?
She looks very feminine. Like, I'm shocked.
Oh, yeah?
I thought she was going to look.
She looks like Brian Urlacher with anorexia.
Oh, my God.
Can we keep reading? No offense if her family's watching. I got a lot of time to fill. But also potentially troubling.
Wait, so are you going to do it early or not?
I keep saying I am, and I will. I think I'll do next week.
I'm going tomorrow. Right after. You want to go?
Yeah.
Allegheny County.
Yeah, I will, because then I'll go. How far from is it?
20 minutes. Not bad.
And I'm going to bring sandwiches to pass out to all the voters in line and waters.
It's probably not going to be that significant of a line, if I'm being honest.
I just want to commit a lot of crimes while I'm in line.
My gosh. We should bring everybody that way.
I want to intimidate and harass
Who's
voters.
in Allegheny County? Tasha, are you doing early voting? You know what? We're going to take a 15-passenger van and we're going to do a whole...
We should do what Black Church is doing. Call it Souls to the Polls.
Yes.
That's what it's doing. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Can we get a sign made up for the 15-passenger van? Souls for the Polls.
No, don't use the church van.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Across the line.
Why? You can't just
The church can't do that. We have to do it. So we're stuck using my Escalade. Let's keep reading.
We love that Escalade, huh? Great memes.
No, you don't. You're sore when you go out?
I wasn't. I had a
Adonis was.
I
She should have got out. Was it her? She has your problem?
Probably.
Tough luck. She's got a lot of attitude lately. Let's read. She's changed. I used to take her to Applebee's. She'd freak out. Now it's like, is this even hoikadu wagyu? But also potentially troubling for Democrats. What Harris's campaign had thought was one of its best insurance possibilities may also be in peril. Just a few weeks ago,
that was a great
several
meal.
Harris
Not to
advisors.
interrupt you again, but that was a great meal. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
Let's go.
May still be hungry.
Pointed to the combination of electoral votes from North Carolina and Nevada as a strong alternative path for Harris should Trump win Pennsylvania and claim its 19 electoral votes. While North Carolina is still on the campaign site and Democrats maintain strong organizational leadership there, the Harris team is far less bullish about victory. 4 people with knowledge of the dynamics said, quote, "We have a feeling that when we shipped $170 zillion to Syria rather than helping anyone in North Carolina, it may have damaged our campaign," said the idiot in charge. Of all of the that wasn't what it actually said. Of all the 7 states, that one seems to be a little bit slipping. Let me read it like whoever said it. Of all the 7 states, that one seems a little slippy, the Harris campaign official said of North Carolina. Keep going. Then Hurricane Helene's destruction and the rampant disinformation that followed it are factors that could weigh against Harris in North Carolina, these people said. One of the sources, no, it's not the rampant disinformation. I'm going to tell you what weighed against it, was her tweeting that she was going to help Lebanon while people were dying in North Carolina and they were giving them $750 that they have to pay back. That's what I give Camila for lunch money. Let's keep reading. Bribe her teachers. Harris in North Carolina, these people said, one of the sources also pointed to a less competitive race for governor as a potential factor. A series of scandals upended Republican candidate Mark Robinson's campaign, putting him far behind Democrat Josh Stein in polling. Those developments have meant less local investment and intensity on the ground, the person said. That's not it. I could tell you idiots why it's not working. Here's a thought. Maybe go to North Carolina and help.
Yes.
In your little pantsuit. After President Joe Biden stepped aside from seeking the nomination, after Joe Biden was shoved to the ground and kicked in the head from seeking the nomination and endorsed Harris on July 21st, Democrats' map expanded to include the 6 battleground states that Biden won in 2020. The 3 blue wall states, Arizona, which she's getting shellacked in early voting. Arizona's a great state. Nevada, also a great state. And Georgia needs work. Sherman should burn it to the ground again. And plus, North Carolina, no offense to anybody else from Georgia. While the campaign had built infrastructure in those states under Biden, his stubbornly low ratings on the economy and immigration really kept only the 3 blue wall states in play. That changed when Harris entered the race. Suddenly, enthusiasm in fundraising and volunteer interest soared, and the positive polling followed. But as the November 5th election has neared, and the legacy media realized they could not polish a turd for 10 straight weeks, Harris and Trump have been deadlocked in a margin of error contest. That's not even an accurate way to put it. Trump has held, and she's dropped. The Harris, and is still dropping. The Harris campaign, she's dropping like one of her husband's girlfriend drops to the floor when she's late with dinner. The Harris campaign has said all along that it has run a 7-state battleground strategy, sinking its vast resources into organization, building infrastructure in rural areas, and outpacing Republicans in ad spending. Is there more? Jesus, this is available in hardback. I don't see a blue wall path or a Sunbelt path or a Southern path. I don't even see states that are as close as it gets that will all be decided by margins on the ground. Harris Battleground State Director Dan Cananan, change it, said in a recent interview. And so we built an operation that can win close races on the ground. No, you didn't. Expecting that. And truthfully, one of the 7 has a good chance as any other to be the tipping point state. No, they don't. No, that you cannot compare North Carolina and Pennsylvania with Nevada. They're way different. Stupid. Since Harris's entry, the campaign has looked at the blue wall states as central to her election path. But it has also considered states like Nevada, as they say it out there, as essential to bulking up a win, even if Democrats uphold the blue wall. She's getting killed in early voting. Okay, we won't use that rhetoric. She's getting beaten badly. We won't use that rhetoric. She's getting statistically defeated in Nevada on early voting very badly as well. uphold the blue wall in case legal challenges arise, according to 3 campaign officials. In the remaining states of Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia, the election remains close or Harris is down, according to public polling. Surveys have found Trump leading in Arizona and Georgia and Harris slightly up in Nevada. That's true. But see, I'm telling you, now you got to shift how you look at things from just polls to early voting results. Trump has had his own struggles. Reports of a troubled on-the-ground operation in swing states are mounting. That's not true. He's got a great ground game in the swing states. I'm not saying that as a Trump fan. I'm voting Jill Stein. I'm saying objectively, that's not true. He has lagged Harris in fundraising, which raises questions about whether he will have the resources to get low-propensity voters to the polls should the contest remain tight. On Monday, he was visiting North Carolina, a sign that his campaign does not see it as a lock, even though it has not gone blue since 2008. He also took time to repeat misinformation about Hurricane Helene, something debunked by members of his own party. I'd love to see who the members were. Is it Liz Cheney's yeast infection? The blue wall states have been, sorry, I know it's early, folks, been pivotal to elect presidents in the last several elections. Barack Obama claimed them in 2008 and 2012. In 2016, Hillary lost the trio to Trump. She is still criticized in Wisconsin for skipping the state in the general election that year. Biden restored the blue wall for Democrats in 2020. No, he didn't. Other people did. In each of those cases, the 3 states went in the same direction to eventually boost the victor. Several sources in Harris's camp say that this year each has such unique economic and electoral traits that they could ultimately tip in different directions. The last time the blue wall did not vote in unison was 1988, when Michael Dukakis, one of the worst candidates ever put forward. That was in the 80s when the Democrats were run like the Republicans. They put a guy up, Walter Mondale in 1984, lost 49 of the 50 states. He only won Wisconsin. Then they followed him with Michael Dukakis, from Massachusetts, I believe, who got shellacked. Won Wisconsin while losing Pennsylvania and Michigan. Tad Devine, if that was my name, I would change it so quickly. A Democratic strategist who headed electoral strategy for If your first name's Tad, do you just get to go to private school for free? For Democratic presidential nominees in 1988, 2000, and 2004, said it would be historically unusual for the blue wall states to split from one another, though he did not rule it out. Devine said Harris had the edge in the states, having been on the winning ticket in 2020. No, I don't think so. Quote, those 3, the blue wall states, almost always stay together, but this year it's an extraordinarily tight race. When you're that close, it's easy for the state to go either way. It could happen this year, he said. I think it's more likely that they will do what they have done in cycle after cycle. They will go one way or another in unison. They are tied together. Yeah, we get it. You said the same thing 4 times. Go back to your coma. Continue. In Michigan, the large Arab and Muslim population has rallied against the Biden administration's handling of the Israeli-Gaza war, and elected Democrats there for months have issued warning signs about the presidential race. Late last month, Democratic Representative Elisa Slotkin, a candidate for Senate, warned that Harris was underwater in the state. Still, I hate to see the water. Still, recent Democratic electoral success and some preliminary early voting in Michigan offer Harris hope of pulling it off. 2 years ago, the party flipped. Have you noticed the tone switch from mocking Trump to trying to find semblance? There's a chance she could still win. It's a totally different game than 2020.
True.
2 years ago, the party flipped the legislature to give Democrats a trifecta for the first time in 40 years. In April, Democrats again won special elections to secure the chamber majority. Strong organization in the state, on top of positive numbers with women, has kept it close. In Wisconsin, where Biden won by just over 20,000 votes in 2020, there is a concern, most of which came in at 1:30 in the morning. There's concern about Democrats, about white male voters in rural counties that have traditionally come out big for Trump. However, the liberal bastion of Dane County has ultimately come through for Democrats. And the so-called WOW counties, the voter-rich trio of counties outside Milwaukee, traditionally include a high proportion of female voters obsessed with abortion, whom Harris's team sees as supportive. And organizers, including union members supportive of Harris, have crisscrossed the state, including in rural counties, canvassing in a way that dwarfs Trump's organization. Continue. Final page. Well, Natasha, ice your fingers when you finish this article. If Harris loses any of the blue wall states, it will not be because of a lack of visits. See, even the way that's phrased,
yeah,
they're just getting you ready. She has raced across the across the Rust Belt, putting the greatest emphasis on Pennsylvania. Harris has visited North Carolina twice so far this month to steal 2 refrigerators from hurting families. Once on a post-hurricane official visit, and the second time to shut someone's generator off. She was last in the state on October 13th, and vice presidential candidate Tim Walz and former presidents Obama and Bill Clinton have all been dispatched to North Carolina. Bill Clinton was found in a Charlotte Motel 6 with 2 prostitutes. A sign that Democrats still see a close contest. Democratic pollster Matt Barretto, who has conducted surveys for the Harris camp, said the race is far too close to discount any of the states for Harris, and noted that in 2022, Republicans and much of the media predicted a red wave that never materialized. Right now, Harris has an advantage in all 3 states. Not a huge advantage. We know the election is going to be close. It's going to be 1 or 2% in any of these states, Barretto said, but he contended that enthusiasm was still behind Harris. She's drawing huge crowds. No, she's not. And huge volunteer bases. Yes, if you count their body mass index. She looks in a strong position, but there's still work to be done. Next. Full screen. So here's back 2016. Good job, guys. Clinton holds wide lead across most subgroups of Hispanic voters. She was up 58-19.
Wow.
Trump's up 48-38. Do you know what kind of a shift that is? I'm genuinely asking you because I'm not good at subtraction or addition. It's 39 points. So that is a 49-point swing among Hispanics. It took them 8 years, but they woke up. And you can't blame them when they're telling you that Trump's a racist and he hates. I never understood how Hispanics fall for what the media says, because number one, they group all Hispanics in together, and if you know Hispanics, you know they don't like each other. The Venezuelans don't like the Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans have issues with the Dominicans. So to clump you all in, like because he makes a statement about Venezuelan gangs, it somehow affects Cubans. But I guess it took 8 years. And what do you think happened, Mags, as a Hispanic strong woman?
I don't know. Look at down here. So of the numbers that voted, I'm looking at down there. Republican, lean Republican. We've got.
This is 2016.
Yeah, I know. But so that's what I'm saying. So that number down there, it shows that most of them were leaning right, but then they ended up, voting for Clinton?
Yeah, because probably, I guess they just scared him so bad in 2016. Like there were people that thought he was going to deport legal citizens and stuff. And then you notice how much higher it is on foreign-born, because they have, CNN International, Univision. There's no Fox News Spanish or Newsmax Spanish. So I think they just scared the crap out of everybody in 2016.
I absolutely agree. But
what do you think happened, Tosh?
After COVID, I think it's game on, especially with the media.
Yeah, Spanish MSM is worse.
No, Univision is they're all bought. Univision and MSNBC are bought by the same, company. So I think X has a lot to play into it with this, South American whatever, because people get their information on X, even in Brazil, even in Puerto Rico, everywhere. That's exactly right.
They left those countries because of that, and now seeing it here, getting a little taste of it here, they're like.
Well, we also see crazy turnout as far as the people who have endorsed President Trump. Do you know what I'm saying? So you had Anuel, which is a big music artist, and who else was the other one? Nicky Jam. I mean, which we've never seen in the history of Puerto Rico. All of USC, that's right, because Anuel gets paid ads from UFC, so it just works in tandem. He really did flip on that cultural thing too.
Yeah.
This time around, he really.
And look at the reception he got at that barbershop.
The barbershop, man.
Faith, you spoke to a Hispanic once accidentally at a Texaco station. What's your opinion? Next. I'm sorry, I thought you were Italian. Demographics of candidate supporters in 2016. There it is. Wow. In Biden, it was 60. It was worse. 62-29. No, slightly better. What? Let me see Hillary again. Full screen. 58-19. So he had more support, but Trump also had some more support, but still destroyed. 33. So do you understand? That's a 43-point shift from 2020.
How is she going to make up for those?
She can't.
That's where she's totally screwed. She can't make up for.
She could live in a Bronx barbershop between now and the election, and you're not going to make up that kind of ground. They hate her guts. That's the problem she has too. She can't win people over. Trump wins people over.
He does.
You know, isn't it interesting? You could work at that McDonald's and like no one yells at him.
No doubt.
People are like happy to meet him. She doesn't have that. She walks into Sheetz like nobody turns their head.
100%.
It's like, it's you.
Yeah.
Next, U.S. Republicans condemn hurricane. Okay, let me see the Republican Party members that debunked it. Oh, it's just local representatives, bunch of losers. I hope a tanker truck floating down the flood zone hits you in the kneecap. Next. Exhausted after 3 games, expanding to 7-game series next season. The WNBA lost $40 million, expanding franchises. Don't have enough players for the current 12-person teams. Hate their meal ticket. Worst run league in the history of American sports. The WNBA lost $40 million this year. But thankfully, they're bankrolled by the NBA. How do they lose money with action like this? This is, by the way, I think this is the championship. Roll it.
Okay, you're going to tell me these are the best 2 teams in women's basketball? This is as good as it gets, huh? Let's just watch this entire sequence.
Got the rebound. Rotation. Nothing but air.
Nothing but air.
Breast cancer awareness, high
Air balls happen, that's okay. See what this point guard does here. All right.
No, it almost made it to the rim.
I know, it's the worst.
Ionescu, she's a legend, right? No.
Oh my gosh.
Stuck in the corner. This is game 5. This is the final game of the WNBA finals.
There hasn't been a basket yet. Out of bounds.
The best of the best. Yeah, face says it all.
Great to see. Next. Dana White on Donald Trump. Let's hear it for ourselves. Roll it.
And I think you're a very self-aware man, and you support Donald Trump because he supports you, but I'm sure you also...
Well, he and I have become really good friends.
Right.
Really good friends.
Why do you think people have been trying to kill him?
Man, this whole thing is so crazy. The narrative that has been flipped on Donald Trump is one of the craziest things that I've ever seen, yet at the same time, brilliant and like a masterpiece in what they've done to this guy. First of all, he's a racist, right? They say he's a racist.
They say that, yeah.
Show me one video, 1 ounce of proof where he has ever acted like a racist. And one of the things that he's said to me, he said, let me tell you what, I've been in the hotel business my whole life. And in the hotel business, people from all over the world work for you. Never been called a racist until I became a Republican and ran for president, right? I mean, and you talk to anybody of any race or color that knows him and has known him for years, they love him. I mean, there's a clip of Mike Tyson. There's a clip of Mike Tyson where he says, yeah, I'm voting for Donald Trump. What are you going to do about it? He's on a podcast with some dudes, and like, what are you going to do about it? He's like, well, I'll disagree with you. He's like, okay, so what? What are you going to do? And then he's talking about Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, you'll vote for Donald Trump because he's made you a lot of money. He's like, no, I made him a lot of money, Mike said. Right?
Right. That's an interesting way to look at it.
And you could interview tons of people, you know, without getting overly political. When you look at the guy, right? Think about growing up. Both of you probably have known people that have grown up in wealthy families, right? And the families are usually a show. It's a total mess. The kids are on drugs or up, or they hate.
Good job, guys.
And all this stuff. Look at Donald Trump's family. The kids adore him. They're all really nice people. I mean, Ivanka Trump is one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. And her husband, Jared Kushner, couldn't be any classier. Really, really good human beings, and as is the rest of the family. But the narrative that has been flipped on this guy has been unbelievable. And I truly believe when you talk about the attempts on his life, I think when you are far left, it's a little nutty. There's some nutty far rights too. But the far lefts they're out there. Where I sit, everybody thinks I'm some kind of hardcore Republican. I'm right down the middle. I'm for common sense. There are a lot of things about me that are I would consider liberal, and there's a lot of things about me that I would consider conservative. But I'm all about common sense, and I don't judge people by their politics. I judge people whether, are you a douchebag? Okay? Right. If you're a douchebag, I probably don't like you.
Yeah.
If you're a Democrat, I could give a who you vote for. That's the other thing that I don't like. I don't like people who judge people by who they vote for. This is America. You can vote for whoever the hell you want to, right? And or your religious beliefs or your whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. Right. Are you a good person or are you not a good person? And I can tell you this from 20 years of experience, Donald Trump is a good person. I would never back a guy who was a racist or a piece of shit or somebody that wanted to start World War III.
That's great. Next.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Mark Cuban says he's willing to work. This is true. Mark Cuban says he's willing to work with the Trump administration if asked.
Traitor.
And I'm willing to bet cleanup for the New York Yankees if asked. Both things have an equal chance of happening.
No kidding.
Enjoy lesbianism, Mark. Next. Breaking. Republicans are now on the verge of leading the Nevada. Here's what I was talking about.
This is great.
Nevada early mail-in voting. At this point in 2020, Democrats led by over 15 points. Right now, it's within 20-some hundred votes. And then remember, the others...
That's it. Are definitely Republicans.
Yeah, if he's plus 10 in independents, they're probably already losing severely. Others were others were going strong for Biden in 2020. Now they're going to go for Trump. I'm other. I'm registered independent.
Same.
And I registered as a black person of color. Black independent woman. What's BIPOC again? Next. I can't remember.
It's like...
I did do that on the U.S. Census. The guy came to my door because, if you don't fill in, they come find you. So he knocked on the door and he's like, hey, we didn't get your census. So he asked me the questions I was filling out. And he goes, and what race are you? I went, black. He went, okay. You could tell they were like trained not to challenge anyone. They're okay. These numbers are insane, but don't get complacent. Not numbers are good. Numbers are insane. There's Polymarket, 63.5 Trump, 36.3 Harris.
Whoa.
So the betters, and again, anybody that's on commenting saying no, Kamala's going to win. Okay, you are getting the best odds to bet right now, if you believe that. But you don't believe it. That's why you haven't bet. Let's see the pictures. So there's where Polymarket has the states going. There's the gap, spreading wider than Kamala's legs at a bar exam.
Oh my God.
And there's the swing states. Gambling us. Shame on you for laughing.
Pennsylvania.
You're in the ministry.
Nevada. Wow, so he's leading all of the swing states.
Next. Black indigenous person of color. Thank you, Marcus. Full screen. It's not going to be within 10, folks. Remember they were saying Florida's in play? Red Eagle politics. It's not even going to be within 10. Early person, here it is again. Republican plus 25. Vote by mail, Democrat plus 6. Can you do full screen on the numbers or no? No, that's a picture. See where it says show more? We'll go back to it. Next. The foaming at the mouth reaction from radical leftists is worth it. The hosts of The View are handling America's PAC petition to support the Constitution well. Elon Musk retweeted it. Take it away, Whoopi.
And this, people keep trying to buy the election.
Yeah.
Billionaire Elon Musk has gone all in for you-know-who, and now he's giving out $1 million a day to people who sign his super PAC's petition. What? Now, I thought that was against the law, but apparently they've found some new loop stuff that allowed this to go. I thought you couldn't do this. What's happened?
Is that what your lawyer told you? They found some new loop stuff? Who's your lawyer? Hey, it's Jonathan. Sorry, you're probably going to lose the case. I guess the other side found some new loop stuff. Tim Walz, look what a personal stylist can do. Now you look like a well-dressed child molester. Continue.
Well, I think that's what you do when you have no plan for the public. When you have no economic plan that's going to benefit the middle class. When you have
You're the one that's laid out no policy. You spastic idiot. Continue.
Protect reproductive rights. When you have no plan to address climate change and produce American energy.
Which it's not even Donald Trump who's doing it.
He said his body flooding with estrogen.
Continue.
It's
There's
all
a
about
concept. Aren't they?
There's a concept of a plan.
Yeah.
Aren't these tactics against the law, though? Aren't you?
Well,
Because
I'll let the lawyers decide, but it sure, look, I think.
Giving water away
Pause.
to voters in line against.
Hey, you idiots, you actually think Elon Musk, these people so bash conservatives that they actually start believing what they say, like that Trump's broke, Elon Musk is an idiot. He's a billionaire. You think he threw that out there without checking with a lawyer and was going to get put in federal prison for election interference? He had a team of top attorneys tell him, here's how to do it, and it's completely legal. So that's why every time they press one of these guys, isn't it illegal? Well, it's something we may have the sheriff take a look at around Christmas. Because there's nothing they can do. Back it up and watch a stupid response, because it's legal.
Isn't this the same thing?
No, because they're signing a petition, so you're technically not buying the vote. Frankly, there's nothing that can stop people from signing the petition,
That's right.
getting the $1 million and then voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Do that.
Yeah. Do
Also,
that.
now it's okay. Pause. So, picture the stylist coming into Tim Walz. Hey, listen, if it's okay with you, we're gonna swap out your old BO-ridden polar fleece and mismatched hat that's curved wrong with the blue suit. Is that great? Just try this on and see what you think. Then we're gonna cut your hair instead of you cutting your own hair. Continue.
Make sure you're not putting yourself in a trick bag where they say, oh, by the way, you didn't read this little tiny print? Don't sign jack until you know what you're signing and how it's going to affect
So
you.
she just undercut his whole thing. Sign it and get the $1 million. Yes. Don't sign anything. Great job, Whoopi. Next. I don't know why Ted Danson left you. Let's see. Early in person. So here's Florida, Republican, and then there it is. Yeah. Florida's over. Florida's probably over already. Next. It's not full screen. I love Nick DiPaolo from Boston. Breaking, former FBI Director James Comey says that former President Trump is coming for the FBI and the Department of Justice.
Hell yeah.
It's the first thing this a-hole's ever been writing about. Next! Who Trump gives the mic to versus who Kamala gives the mic to, and the Democrats wonder why they're struggling with black men. Shake my head. Picture, or is it video? There's who.
Hey, how are y'all doing? All right. My name is Maxine Kirkpatrick. I am a born and bred Michigander, a fellow on the Michigan One campaign, and president of Students for Harris Walz at Wayne State University.
We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Next. Breaking, President Trump believes there is a way the United States can abolish federal taxes. You got my vote.
Is that legit?
Yeah. He's gonna go on a war path if he gets in. And he's gonna have the right people surrounding him.
In Jesus' name, yes.
Think about it. You got Jared Kushner swapped out for Elon Musk. You have like top people around him, not just not a bunch of traitors either. How many Obama holdovers did he have like close to him? Like 100 and some that were working in the office, leaking his calls and all that. I think this time he gets it. Next.
Yeah, no doubt.
Next question mark. Breaking, here it is. GOP landslide in the last week of voter registration. 27,673 people registered Republican, 12,722 registered Democrat. That's an over 2-to-1 for the GOP and a new record.
Oh my goodness.
Next.
Let's go, PA. Good Lord.
AOC, they're making fun of us with this photo op. Sorry. Yeah, they're making fun of us because she had a problem with him doing the McDonald's thing and said it was staged. Yeah. This is also her looking at kids in cages in a non-existent desert. The heartbreak of imaginary children. Next. Full screen. Just in, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez fumes after Donald Trump picked up a shift at McDonald's, says he's making fun of us. Roll it.
Nobody feels that way.
Donald Trump putting on a little McDonald's costume.
Pause. They have to be so careful what they say because it could be like condescending. You know, a lot of people work at McDonald's.
Yeah,
Live
oh,
it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Even that's riding the line.
Yeah.
Continue.
Because he thinks that's what people do.
People do that.
Yeah.
Pause.
Over 1 million people do that.
There's
over 1 million
people work at McDonald's. What are you accusing them of? Unsaved $. Continue.
With us. They are making fun of us. They are making fun of us.
Pause.
How do you come to that conclusion? How?
You think we started making fun of you on Saturday? I've been making fun of you for 4 straight years.
What's different between you and me is you're going to hell when you die.
Continue.
That McDonald's are a joke. Elon Musk thinks that dangling money in front of a working person is a cute thing to do when the election of our lives is before us.
You guys pay people to go to rallies all the time.
People and billionaires like that.
There's plenty of reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it.
Next. Mark Cuban says President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris let in over 10 million illegal immigrants because their hearts were too big. That's my problem. This during a recent interview with CNN, Cuban argued that Harris would be better for the border than Trump. Roll it.
So when it comes to criminalizing and not criminalizing crossing the border,
It's
I mean,
like
that
Harry
is just so
Carey.
stark, but you view that as an evolution.
He does look like Harry Carey.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's my opinion. I'm not speaking for the campaign with this.
Yeah.
I thought their hearts were too big when Joe came into office, that they didn't know how many people would cross the border.
What are you, a
and it got away
lunatic?
from them. But they figured
Your
it out.
hearts
They
are too
learned.
big. It's
And what did they
treason.
do? He put together an executive order, and now the number of border crossings is down to where they were under Trump, maybe a little lower. She says she's going to sign the border bill, which is very clear where she stands now. But let me tell you, Aaron, the most important thing that has not been discussed, Donald Trump and Kamala both have said when it comes to illegals that are in the country that have violated the law, that are criminals, they're going to deport them.
Yeah. Well, then why haven't
He
they?
has put his boot on our throats long enough, and it is time that lion sack of was taken the down.
It's undermining. And it's the kind of stuff I'm teaching my kids not to do. So I don't want to hear it again. End of subject.
Next. Poly market update, 65-35. Trump's largest lead in the betting odds since Biden was his opponent. It's actually, somebody posted that it's gotten worse since then. Do you guys have live Poly market update? I think she's dropped to 34 something now.
Holy moly.
Falling off a cliff.
What's
Next.
he doing today, I wonder?
Yeah, there it is. 64-35. He's up 2, she's down 2-1. This is live? Nice job, guys. You're so quick back there now.
They're doing a fabulous job.
Did YouTube just sort itself out, or you figured it out? Next. Sort itself out. Next. Oh, this is it. Oh, no. Go back to that. That's interesting to me.
The live states, Georgia 71.
That's betting odds on the states.
Gosh. Woo.
So the bettors think Wisconsin's closest, as did that article. Michigan starting to pull away for Trump. Pennsylvania, they don't have close. Arizona, and I've read that though they consider Arizona a toss-up state, Arizona's like a lost cause. Because think of it, if you're plus 10 with the Hispanics, then you lost Arizona.
No doubt.
Georgia, 71-29. If there's poor black turnout, which there has been, then
toast.
It's over.
How do Native Americans normally vote?
Democrat.
Really?
But there's not enough to swing it. There it is, folks.
Come on, New Mexico.
I know.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
If there were better churches.
I mean,
there.
maybe
Next.
not via Poly Market. Look at the Poly
If the
Market.
ministers there would pull their weight. Ben Carson comments on Kamala Harris telling someone they were at the wrong rally after they shouted, "Jesus is Lord." Maybe she doesn't belong. Okay, I'm going to listen to as much of it as I can. Ben Carson will put you to sleep in about... When he was a surgeon, he never had to use anesthetic. He just gave a speech.
He's the African-American Andrew Womack.
Nick DePaula said, why do Republicans have boring black people? Between him and Tim Scott.
Yeah, Tim Scott.
Continue. Roll it.
And interestingly enough, we have somebody who's running for president who recently said,
hey, let's up the pace of the speech.
I love him, though.
He's a great guy.
He is fantastic.
I have a 1 o'clock appointment. Just spit it out. Continue.
in a crowd when somebody said, Jesus Christ is Lord, that you're in the wrong crowd. Think about that. In Matthew 12:34, it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
Come on now.
She didn't have time to think about what she was going to say.
So
she
true.
just said what's in her heart.
It is so true.
So maybe she's the one who doesn't belong. Maybe that's what we should be thinking about.
Wow, that's good. Look at you, Ben Carson.
It doesn't want to be someplace else. But this is what we do. Who we are. Live for nothing. Or die for something.
Next. Dems only have one souls to the polls remaining. That'd be a terrible name for a Christian strip club. They barely gained yesterday in North Carolina and Georgia after their first one. Trump is also polling about 10 to 15 points better with black voters than he was polling in 2020. You heard that?
Trump
10 to 15 points better with black voters. Yeah, I won't be able to read that. I don't want to make a negative confession, but I won't be able to read that. So he's 10 to 15 points better with black voters than he was polling in 2020. So he's 40 points better with Hispanics and 15 points better with black voters.
There's a cap.
Where are the votes going to come from?
100%, no doubt.
Meanwhile, the black share of the electorate likely falls back down to 11% from over 12% in 2020. Dems have plenty of trouble on their hands. Even if polls are overestimating Trump's black support, which typically they don't do this late to this degree in an election cycle, and even if they get these lower propensity voters out to vote, it's possible it could backfire to a certain degree. Basically, their path to victory is to pick off a sizable chunk of 2 times white Trump voters with a college degree in the Rust Belt who still likely are not going to budge very much. Trump may even stagnate or improve with that demographic, albeit not uniformly. If he stagnates among white college men, Harris needs to win close to a quarter of white college women who voted for Trump twice. I can't see that happening, especially at a time when Trump is more popular than ever. The fundamentals just aren't in their favor. Abortion's top issue percentage among independents is more in line with Republicans than Democrats in polling. January 6th was 4 years ago, and the median voter likely doesn't care about it as much as the Dems would like. And the insurrection at the southern border, January 6th is the Democrats' COVID. Like some Republicans still think, it's like the Ron DeSantis supporters. They thought he could win an election on his great response to COVID. No one cares anymore, sadly.
True.
And for the Democrats, they think people care about January 6th, but no one cares. Continue. Full screen. The fundamentals just aren't in their favor. Abortion's top issue percentage among independents is more in line with Republicans than Democrats in polling. January 6th was 4 years ago. Median voter doesn't care. And the insurrection at the southern border incited by this administration is a much more important issue among independents than, quote, democracy, which Dems threw away by trying to jail Trump and cooing their nominee out of a political expedience that still likely backfires. People hate the state of the economy, and Dems trying to pretend it's good isn't doing them any favors. Them trying to claim it's bad, but they would do a better job fixing it also doesn't work when they've been running the country for the past 4 years. And Trump destroys the Dems on the economy in every poll, even those that aren't favorable to him.
That's awesome.
Great summary by Red Eagle Politics, who lives in Fort Worth, by the way. Next.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh.
Who doesn't anymore? This is how the left thought it would go. Roll it. Pause. Is music's cool or not cool?
It just seems, I would just shut it off just in case.
Go mute just in case. Play from the beginning.
I'll do something. With like, I don't know. I just can't be saying. What?
How they thought it would go. Because they were saying like he doesn't have the ability to do
He fell out of the window. Oh.
Next.
That is awful.
Trump indicted for allegedly serving McDonald's customers 7th nugget and 6-piece order. He did do that.
Did he?
Donald Trump gave me 7 nuggets instead of 6. Blessed. Those used to be the degree of my testimonies. Like 2 RB sandwiches instead of 1. I'd like testify about it on Sunday. Next. Roll it.
Why do people in the church don't get involved? And I know you talk about that a lot with your letter to the American church. Politics is a dirty word to a lot of people, but let me share this with you. Politics matters because policy matters, and policy matters because people matter. Those policies directly affect the people.
I think you are too intelligent to believe such absurd propaganda.
Next.
That's true.
Epstein guest list, Diddy guest list, all the celebrities coming out to support Kamala Harris.
Feels like that. It
Next.
does. It does.
Point of view, you're at the gates of hell. Full screen?
Scary.
That is the worst.
Man, where's ISIS when you need them?
Proud.
Next.
Look at the medal on the back.
Trump's visit to McDonald's was staged. Full screen?
Yeah.
Who are you people talking to?
No kidding.
that was awful.
No kidding.
Next. Latest swing state odds. Look at this.
Dang, dude.
Crazy.
Next. If we only had stronger ministries in New Mexico. Donald's. Next. Dudes for Trump versus dudes for Kamala. This is Antonio Brown's CT ESPN.
Yikes.
Blaming brain damage for all his posts.
That is awesome.
Who's the middle guy?
I don't know.
Is that Ben Roethlisberger? Next. Or the other picture?
All white folks.
Yeah. Why can't we win men voters? I don't know.
That is so
Cute
vile.
couple. Next.
So vile.
That McDonald's employee is not real. Next. The internet is still wonderful. Next.
That's great.
Laura Trump, I give her credit. She went on the Breakfast Club.
Oh.
Yeah, did well. Roll it.
Did she? I mean, she's brilliant.
quote unquote politician.
Yeah. Well, he was friends with everybody. I mean, I think if you look back at Donald Trump's history, you know, he last night we were at the Al Smith dinner and he was right there next to Chuck Schumer, and he said to Chuck Schumer, who's obviously a Democrat senator, he said, I gave Chuck his first check ever when he was running for like assemblyman or something. So yeah,
That's why Chuck was laughing so hard. Remember we asked why Chuck was laughing so hard? Chuck was laughing, boy.
I don't be liking the optics of that. Only reason I say I don't like the optics of that is because when you hear people like Chuck Schumer say things like Trump is a threat to democracy, but then you're sitting next to him yucking it up. Why would you be yucking it up with somebody who you consider?
Yeah, answer the question. You put it together. If he's a threat to democracy and equal to Hitler, Mussolini, and Stalin, like they say,
Right.
why would you sit next to him at a dinner and laugh? Because it's bullcrap.
Right. True that.
Continue.
The threat to democracy.
Well, you have to ask yourself that question, don't you? Maybe it's all scare tactics. Maybe it's a lot of fear mongering. Charlemagne. What I can tell you is I know Donald Trump. I have known him for 16 years, and Chuck Schumer's known him a lot longer than I have. And I think he knows full well he's not a threat to democracy. And you don't even have to take my word for it. Look at what he did when he was in the White House.
She does well.
She is an amazing lady.
Yeah, spirit-filled, you know, as of like last year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't have anything to do with it, but I'm still telling everybody it was because I prayed for it. Next. People never give John MacArthur credit for how funny he is. That's because he's not really funny. But this was good. John MacArthur on Kamala Harris. Roll it.
He hates women.
You mentioned the
Doesn't like men either.
election. I know that's something that
Pause.
is on everyone's mind.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not a reformed Christian. They're the most joyless people.
This is, I mean, everything about this is gray.
Forced
Look at it.
forced
Dark.
ISIS
Oh.
brides had more joy.
Not lying.
Play from the beginning.
Look at this. Oh, this is rough.
Oh, gosh.
You mentioned the upcoming election. I know that's something that is on everyone's mind with just 3 weeks left. Less than 3 weeks.
Oh.
You wrote the book a number of years ago, Why Government Can't Save You. Shepherd us a little bit, shepherd our hearts, because it's difficult not to become anxious when we think about what maybe could happen in November. So help us think through how do we approach this and...
Pause.
Shepherd us.
You guys want to hear a little BTS behind the scenes? When John MacArthur was going through his legal battle in 2020, and we made the T-shirt, I back Johnny Mac, because we were standing behind him to keep his church open. And then we said we were going to pay the fines, but he ended up never getting fined. His sister, his daughter and son-in-law watched Check the News in Illinois. They got a shirt for him and sent us a picture of him wearing it with a thumbs up. And you notice every time he attacks charismatics, who he always leaves off the list. Behind the scenes, we're like secret friends.
That's awesome.
Continue.
The other day, Kamala Harris said, "This is the most election ever." So, and then in a meeting, somebody cried out, "Jesus is Lord." Did you see that? Somebody said, "Jesus is Lord," and she immediately said, "You're in the wrong place." What else do you need to know?
Pause.
Jesus is...
Guys, clip just that part to me and send it, because I'm going to save it, and I'm going to just post it under Evangelicals for Harris, everything they post, what he said. Because that's a respected evangelical leader, and you lost him. So you got nobody. Franklin Graham doesn't like you. John MacArthur doesn't like you. I don't like you. Those are the three powerhouses in Christianity. So just that part where he responds to it. Continue.
Is not Lord in that place. Now, I'm not saying that Jesus is not Lord over the universe. I'm not saying that Jesus is more Lord over the Republicans. But I'm telling you, he's not there. Not when you kill babies and mutilate children and destroy marriage. So the simple thing in this kind of election is you can't be on that side. You take the best of, maybe not the best choices, you take the best. Who's going to do the most, or you could do it negatively. Who would do the most damage to the family? Who would do the most damage to children? Who would do the most damage to the culture? Who would do the most damage to morality? Who would put us in a most insecure and unsafe position when government is designed to protect law-abiding people and punish evildoers? I mean, it's a clear-cut choice. It's not.
Dang.
Are the Republicans everything they should be? Of course not.
Pause. The thing is, though, enjoy your last remaining winner. It's not about Democrat, Republican, because you notice on the down ballots, it's like there's states like here where Trump's up 2 and the Republican candidate is down 6. So it's like people aren't voting for Trump because he's Republican. They're voting for him because he's not Republican.
Right.
And not Democrat. He's standing against both things. But it's a great speech. Go ahead.
But you vote, in a sense, preventatively to stop something, to stop the rampage and the thievery that goes on in a redistribution of people's resources. Because if you don't work, you don't eat. So that's the best that can be said about an election. We're not electing a pastor or pastors or elders.
That's a great point. And how do you get airport TSA lighting in a church? Continue.
Or church leaders. I think it comes down to one dominating thing. Who would keep us and our children most safe?
Sure.
Safe from the encroachment of enemies, terrorists, immorality, corruption, child mutilators, criminals. Because that's government's role, to protect those who do good and punish those who do evil. So who is most likely to do that? Who has the clearest sense of justice? And
just one more thing, Mr. Anti-Prosperity guy. That sport coat or suit is minimum $2,200. I would bet $2,200 on that. So not buying the anti-prosperity thing, because that's a beautiful suit, my friend. Continue.
Righteousness. Is it all that it should be? No. But there's a pretty clear distinction in this particular election. I don't think it's hard.
That's good.
Next.
You're not electing a pastor.
Roll it.
McDonald's hires thousands of clean-cut young men like these. The things they learn working at McDonald's will pay dividends throughout their lives. A sense of responsibility begins here. They get business experience and a basic understanding of people. They learn to work with others as a team. They discover that discipline is the key to good work habits and is essential to the team spirit that makes McDonald.
Everybody loves the guy. In person. They only hate him from afar.
Like these in your neighborhood. We'd like to know them too.
French cuff shirt. This is the first anybody worked at McDonald's in a French cuff shirt.
Be no McDonald.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I don't think he did. Next. Chicago mayor. We have to elect more social studies teachers like Tim Walz and myself so we can bring Chicago's race-focused policies to the U.S. at large. Roll it.
Comes the president. That's what black men do. We have always had the backs of our sisters. We've always had the backs of our daughters.
Black men have always had the backs of their sisters and daughters?
Always should have big different.
Never been to a child custody court? Continue.
Right? Look, I'm blessed because I'm born of a black woman. I'm in love and sleep with a black woman every night.
Pause.
And I'm raising it.
How does anybody go for this? Really? That's what you're down to? As if Kamala Harris knows how... You're in inner city Chicago, you feel like Kamala Harris grew up the same as you in Canada? With a half Indian family? Give me a break. That's all you got? How about some policies? I'm married to a black woman. Great. She picked a white guy. So why are black people not allowed to vote for a white man when she picked one for her husband? Explain that one.
Come on now.
Continue.
Black woman. The fact that the women in my life get to see a reflection of their being and their values in Vice President Kamala Harris as she works to put more money in education, as she works to make sure that we have more behavioral health care, as she works to create home ownership for people.
I'm going to tell you why I don't get this stuff. And I get it. Like, if you're black and you want to tell me the reason I'm missing something, Mark Cuban is from Pittsburgh. He's white, like me. We have similar, extremely similar backgrounds. We're the same race. We come from the same place. I can't stand him. I don't like his policies. I don't care if I find out he's my second cousin.
Yeah.
And he changed his last name from Shuttlesworth to Cuban. I don't like him. I would not vote for him. I don't understand why you think because somebody looks like you, kind of, that they understand you and are going to fight for you in politics.
Well,
I don't get that.
This is just like dealing with, because there's nothing else that they can say. Right. What else are they going to say? There's no policy. There's nothing. So you do have to, first of all, you have to come out in support of her if you're a Democrat somehow, for some reason, especially on CNN. So there has to be some sort of narrative. So they're creating a narrative that is just an emotional kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's all you got. That's all you got. That's all you have.
She doesn't, like if you're inner city Chicago, which is what Mayor Brandon Johnson is, she doesn't claim to even didn't have your background.
You're not for America first.
I come from a middle-class family.
I mean, yeah.
I come from a middle-class family. She went to college in Canada.
That's all you have. Literally, that is it. That is the only thing that's that.
But even that's not true. Like Obama, he was from Chicago.
Yes, but remember, we're living in a day and age where facts don't matter. So you have to go into this narrative and you have to create some sort of storyline where my mother was a strong black woman and I go to sleep and have sex with a black woman and I'm raising a black woman. It's just like, it's insane. And the people are seeing through it. Right. They're seeing through it because there's no policy. Everything Kamala stands for is whack. Open borders. She's not for America first. She's trash.
And open borders shipped to Chicago to displace black people from their housing.
You expect sympathy? You started this damn war. Now you have to deal with it.
No, 100%. So this is literally this is the only path forward. This is all they got. Middle class. She's black. She's a woman. She's got she's a female. She's got a vagina. Yeah.
Next. The footage is just from D.C. on the day of Trump's inauguration. We all know about the roll it.
You all right, boss?
Police had to push back the protesters so firefighters could get to the flames.
Here's Trump's election. So, pause. What's a worse insurrection?
No doubt.
Literally.
This was when Trump went in.
I also saw, who's the guy that went against Trump back in 2020, and now he's back. What's his name? Hartman? The guy that's on X. Anyway, he posted something that said, either way, Republicans are going to take one in the chin. Either they win, and then they're going to have to face some of this kind of behavior. Do you actually think that that's going to happen if Trump gets in again?
I do.
In organized cities, you think?
Not
especially I have a hard time.
There's going to be
believing
some of it.
Maybe some in really exactly in really blue cities.
DC's like 91-9 Kamala.
But I don't know. I don't
Not to
even
this
know.
scale.
I think that, no, not to this scale. I think that people are just way too awake for this kind of stuff.
I agree with you. Continue. So this is when they whine about January 6th. Remember this. There was none of that on January 6th. Good job hitting the plexiglass and bouncing yourself in the face, stupid. Yeah, you don't have the arm strength. Nice job, Paul Bunyan.
Fires had appeared all day. This upped the temperature, which of course was the point.
They lit cars on fire.
Yeah, they did.
Demonstrator threw a flashbang grenade back at police. It exploded in an officer's face.
Plenty of tear gas. 6 officers reportedly injured.
They will destroy your limo. You need to leave now.
AK-47, put the cops in piggy heaven.
Calling for the killing of police.
Come on. Guys, society, we're here to come together today. Fuck out.
Right in the trash where it belongs. Yes, sir.
Next.
Where was that?
That was Washington, D.C., when Trump got elected the first time. Archie Bunker versus Tim Walz. Roll it.
I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400, town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights come on, and I'm proud of that service.
I ain't lived around here for 30 years for nothing. These people around here know Archie Bunker. They're my people. I'm going to knock on every door and every window, and I'm going to say to them all, stick to your guns, folks.
Would you support or oppose a preemptive strike by Israel on Iran? You have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you. What we've seen out of Vice President Harris is we've seen steady leadership. We've seen a calmness that is able to draw on the coalitions to bring them together.
I've lost interest in this, but Archie Bunker, find out how old he was when this show was on. Because like back in the 70s, people just got old. Like they didn't fight it.
I promise you, he's probably like 37.
He's like my age. He's like 43, 44.
Really?
Looking like that, yeah.
No way.
Women too, like, and his wife Edith Bunker on there, she's like 41.
Dang. Dude.
People just like let it happen.
Yeah.
Now, not so much. Next.
You know something? If you liberals go...
Roll it.
Cats.
Next.
So good. Save the
When you've beaten the entire game, maxed out all your stats, and decide to go back and do low-level side quests.
Legit. Legit. That is so perfect.
Sincere Sentinel said, Tim Walz looks so lonely that he buys airplane tickets just for airport pat-downs. Next. Good one. Good. Loving the comments today, guys. Thanks for being with us. Trump has had, I'm reading this. Trump has multiple baby moms, got shot at twice, and worked at McDonald's. He's getting blacker by the day. You have 24 hours to respond, Barack Obama. Next. I'm just reading what's in front of me. Alachua County, which is the most liberal part of Florida. It's where Gainesville, where the University of Florida is. Do you remember the lady that we had on, Cabrera, in the beginning that was like anti-lockdown? She runs the Alachua paper. She came on with her husband.
Can't remember. Florida
Democrat plus 16.2 on the in-person early vote in 2020. Right now, Republican plus 2. That's an 18.2 point shift, friends. Next. Kamala is now complaining that President Trump has a sense of humor. Look at Liz Cheney.
in the world?
Liz with the same hair as every lead singer for a heavy metal band in 1989. Roll it.
In many, many ways, Donald Trump.
How, as a campaign manager, are you this tone deaf to allow Liz Cheney up there with her?
Being president of the United States.
What the?
Look at this collection of corpses sitting.
What do they think? No kidding.
Where are you holding this at?
Do they think because Liz Cheney turned her back on Trump that she's likable?
Yeah, she was. What did she get in her own state in Wyoming? She was like 29%, 31%. No one likes her.
Nobody likes her.
Then look at this. What mortuary are you holding this at?
No doubt.
Continue.
Are brutally serious.
He was 46.
There are things that he says that will
woman
be
is
the
asleep.
subject of skits.
She is asleep, isn't
and
she?
Laughter and jokes.
Thank you, Gumby. Next. Full screen.
Oh my God.
Woo! McDonald.
Oh my God.
That would be a great T-shirt, but I think
That would
the F-bomb might be
Yeah,
a little
no.
much for
I'm gonna skip.
the church folks.
Fantastic.
PA, here it is. Absentee ballot requests. Democrat, plus 23,000. GOP, plus 24,000. Look at the change since 2020, Max. So if you're concerned about the fairness of the election, they don't have the ballots to do it.
And that's
There's
where exactly
859,000 less mail-in ballot requests for Democrats than in 2020.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's too much of a deficit. So where are we here? Where's Allegheny? Right there, still blue.
But that's requests. That's who's has
right, because
the lead requests.
Yep.
Next.
Independent. There you go. McDonald's make greens.
Okay, this is Sammy Rodriguez, who does not like me.
Oh my God.
I don't know what I did other than point out that he backed open borders and took his organization unknowingly took money from George Soros, allegedly. He argues that the new values of the Democratic Party will lead 70% of Latino evangelicals to vote for Trump. Let's read it. Is it 23 slides? Holy moly, what are they trying to get, a book deal? Can you play this video? I'd rather do that than...
Latino, lowest unemployment rate in the Latino community. More Latinos graduated from college during Trump. More Latinos bought homes during Trump. So do your due diligence on that one. Look at the metrics and go like, okay. I recommend an immigration commission, a national commission.
Is that Mariah Carey?
And to bring in people, even from both parties, like a Harold Ford and so forth, who's a Democrat and others. Bring in people, moderates, and just business sector, religious sector and all that to find a viable solution that's not extreme. Do away with the extremes. We definitely got to do away with the extremes in this country, both right and left. Latino, lowest unemployment rate in the Latino community.
Right.
More Latinos graduated from college during Trump. More Latinos bought homes during Trump. So do your due diligence.
23 slides. I mean, that's an insane length for that's the longest article I think we've ever had. I'm not reading it. Sammy Rodriguez, wet his finger, saw which way the wind was blowing, saw that Latinos are now for Trump and decided to back them as well. And then if it changes back, he'll come out publicly against Trump like he did the first time.
Yeah, that's
next.
All of those guys.
Hitting inboxes this morning, 2.1 million ballots returned in California. Republicans are 3 points over registration. Democrats are 6 points over. Don't compare to 2020 when Dems were 11 points over and Republicans 3 points under. We have over 3 million returns now. So what's that telling you? It's telling you that Democrats have gone down 5 points in California and Republicans are up 6. Next. Exactly, Michael. Electoral College prediction model. This is The Economist. They got Trump in the lead again. 276 to 262. They got him winning 54 times out of 100. Up 9 in the past 7 days. Kamala down 9 in the last 7 days. There's nothing positive. I'm not saying this as somebody.
I know, we're not like
pro-Trump.
this.
I'm telling you.
I remember 2020.
I'm telling you, if I supported Kamala, I don't know if you dug around the internet if you could find anything that's positive. And when I say dig around the internet, I'm talking like polls and there's nothing. Next. Next. Oh, that's it. Let me get a little girl from space. Cleanse our palates, Britt Gusmus.
Oh my.
I did a search this morning on the most used words in 2024. I was curious about one particular word. It took me first to slang words like shook, ate, drip, giat, which I know really well. And then it came to regular words like sustainability, cryptocurrency, and then there was the word disinformation, which really means fake. Fake news, fake interviews, fake people. I've heard it all the time. Folks, the truth is right in front of you. Do not fall for the propaganda and the
Thank you, Britt, just in case the music's not copyrighted. And Britt worked up. Father, thank you for everybody that's watching today. I pray you'd bless their lives, erase every issue of concern. In Jesus' name, amen. If you've never received Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, please do that with me right now. Say this prayer out loud. Heavenly Father, I admit that I've sinned. I repent. I believe in my heart you raised Jesus from the dead. I confess with my mouth Jesus is Lord and my Savior. Right now, I receive forgiveness. By the blood of Jesus, I am saved. In Jesus' name, amen. If you prayed that prayer, welcome to the family of God. Quickly do what it says on the screen. Go to revivaltoday.com and click I just got saved. Fill that out completely. I'm going to send you a Bible and other materials to help you live the Christian life. Revivaltoday.com. I just got saved. We'll see you again tonight at 7 o'clock. I will stay on YouTube and everything while we go off television. Those of you that are here, if you would like to help us feed 5,000 children a day, among all the other things we do, we got 2 great shirts for you. I'm a little concerned with Britt Gusmus. He's been going through a lot, so we're going to do the free Britt Gusmus shirt to raise awareness to his plight. We're going to do the McDonald shirt. McDonald's. We'll do those too. Yeah, we popped back on. We had problems with YouTube, but we're back up, and we didn't get a strike, so it's good. Thank you for helping us give today. Zona, that's right. They're going in the right direction. Katie from Arizona, good morning to you. Wouldn't mind being there. You know, yesterday in Pennsylvania made me miss Arizona a lot because it was 73 and sunny and cloudless. So it made me, I'm going to probably plan a trip to go in December. Because as a pastor, you don't really get to a Christmas break. It's like the busiest time, not complaining, but Brett might take off in the beginning of December, go out to Arizona. Revivaltoday.com, click Give Now. In fact, you're giving today, I'm not going to feed those kids. I'm going to start saving them up for a vacation. Revivaltoday.com, you click Give Now. Just mark it vacation. No kidding. It'll go to the kids. Even though I'd rather it go to me. I mean, let's be honest. What have those kids done to anyone, for anyone? I'm here every day, in the trenches, so to speak. Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania, 15329. Don't forget to claim your offer at revivaltoday.com. Claim my offer. Would love to see you at church this Wednesday as we have our... That's good to hear, Greg. Yeah, it's hard to see. You can keep that up. It's hard to see Kamala winning at this point. I don't know, like, if somebody was here that felt the opposite of me. You know, another thing that makes me feel like that? Even evangelicals for Harris. They've gone from trying to win evangelicals over to just yelling at evangelicals. It's like they gave up.
Yeah.
They can't persuade. Democrats can't persuade.
I mean, it's interesting.
So that's Heron Drive in Fort Worth, 6 o'clock. 107 Patton Drive in Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, 7 o'clock. That's Wednesday. It's a live service, and we'll be on tonight.
It's literally only abortion. Is that what women are so? And I thought.
Yes.
But I thought it was state by state. Like President Trump didn't even.
It is. And what happened was those idiots at the Heritage Foundation did a thing called Project 2025. And they said, like, we need to, like, go further on abortion, get it just a national abortion ban. So then the Democrats took that and ran with it, even though Trump had nothing to do with Project 2025. And the people that did, I think, intentionally were trying to hurt him somehow. If not, they're just really stupid. Or it could be both. Either way, they're really stupid.
That's crazy.
We're on television. Wherever you're watching us right now, we're back on at 7. Real America's Voice every night at 11. And here for Check the News. Don't forget to get the Revival Today app. That way, if there's any shenanigans on YouTube or anything else, you can watch us right here. They'll leave that up for a little bit. If you haven't got that app, get it. If you have the app and had trouble logging in, just read the words because we had an update. So re-log in. How to update your Revival Today app. Open the app. Tap Update. Go to the email associated with your Revival Today Global Broadcast account. There it is. You can screenshot that. Because we made it where there's live chat now. And then soon, there will also be the ability to minimize the video and it still play. That'll be another 2 weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
Faith, thank you for joining us all the way from New Mexico. Big emoji, hand claps. Final thoughts, Pastor Faith, to the people at home.
Y'all, let's vote Trump. Jonathan, you're amazing. You and Mags do a great job, and I'm so honored to be a part of.
I hear that every day. I never get tired of it.
Keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it.
I don't. Yeah.
Never gets old. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll see you in New Mexico in December.
Yes.
We'll see you here in November, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Great people. If you're anywhere near New Mexico, choose Life Church in Hobbs, New Mexico, or in Texas, Midland, what's the other, Lubbock.
Roswell.
Roswell. It's worth driving to. You can float over from
Float
Roswell. You can float your car down. Choose Life Church, Hobbs, New Mexico. Worth going to. I love you. I'll see you tonight for myself, my friends, everyone here at Revival Today. Good night.
Junk magazine, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, guard your chin. I won't ever slack up, commies better back up. Try to cheat again and you'll the whole country act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up towards the ceiling. MAGA, let the love flow, Democrats were up. Yo, we know it's do or die, we taking it all back. So, feeling, pumpkin, amp central force. Well, we got more fun, bust it out, retribution. Dealey's team, the memes can get memed. It lives coast to coast with on my one machine. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around. Trump up, White House bound. Trump, 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 everybody jump. Trump, 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 everybody jump. Trump, 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 Trump. I'll serve just like tiny meatball. If you step out of line, you're taking a fall. Word to your moms, ballparks and farms. I got more rallies than Bible got psalms. And just like the prodigal son, I've returned. Anyone stepping in me, you'll get burned. Cause I got voters and you ain't got none. If you want a battle, come and get some. But if you do, you're a fool, cause DT is the best. After we take your seat, then you can protest. I got the skill, come get your fill. Cause when it's said and done, I'm standing still. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around. Trump up, White House bound. Trump, 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 everybody jump. Trump, 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 everybody jump. Trump, 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 Trump.